Welcome back to Pure Nebraska. Earlier in the program, we heard from Common Ground volunteer Anita Keys about sustainable and resilient agriculture. That interview will be on our Facebook page a little bit later. In this segment, Anita is sharing a recipe with us for beef brisket.
We are learning more about a recipe that you can use to promote beef. Joining me now with more is Anita Keys. Anita, what do you have?
Okay, so today we're going to focus on the beef brisket, and I learned a lot about this too when it came to preparing for this. This is not something that we used to even get when they would cut our beef. We didn't get that cut of a brisket, and probably because of where it's at on the animal. It's this, okay, so it's right here. This muscle gets a lot of movement, a lot of motion. That's right by their front leg, and so thus it makes it a tougher cut of meat. We don't like tough meat. So consequently, the way you need to cook that is low and slow. So that might be in a crock pot, which is the way I'm going to do it today, a slow oven, or some people smoke the cut, that kind of thing. There are two different brisket cuts, the brisket flat cut, which is this one here, and the brisket point. And this, okay, so here is a big cut of meat. And now this one happens to be, 6.26 pounds. So it's twice as big as the brisket that I put in the recipe. For this, you can use probably any marinade that you like to use with your favorite cuts of beef. The one I'm using today has, and this is, like I said, for 3 to 4 pounds of beef brisket. So 2 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, half a teaspoon garlic salt, half a teaspoon onion salt, half a teaspoon dry mustard, half a teaspoon ginger, half a teaspoon celery salt, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and then 2.5 tablespoons brown sugar. And then the optional for that recipe was beef broth for cooking, which I did use. And then if you want to, put your favorite barbecue sauce on the end. So the instructions, okay, so you take your cut of brisket, and you cut off as much fat as you want. Then mix your marinade ingredients together. I would mix the dry ingredients together separately so they get mixed up pretty well. Mix them with the wet ones. And then I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then I ended up putting it in a double Ziploc bag because I don't want that leaking in my refrigerator. Marinate for 6 hours or overnight in the refrigerator. Place it in a slow cooker, and so then you take your brisket out. I took the liquid and stuck it in the refrigerator, which I often do this, or sometimes I even put it in the freezer. And then you get that where the fat will go to the top, and then it turns hard, and you can just pull that off. And so another way to just kind of cut down on the fat that's in your diet. Thinly slice the brisket across the grain. These are great on a salad. Make a sandwich out of it. Lots of good ways that you can incorporate this brisket into your diet.
All right, looks good. Thank you, Anita, for being here today.